No, we can't.
Oh, there you go. This is an official Cageside Seats podcast now. You've joined us as we asked each other if we can hear one another. Welcome, everybody. It's Sean again for like the 15th time this week. And it's Cageside Speaks for the second time this weekend, even though most of you probably won't watch this until Monday.
Oh.
So we're back. Yesterday, this is a funny story about Cageside Speaks. KM Tierney puts it all together for us. He moderated yesterday because I needed a damn day off, and nobody wanted to talk about TLC. Nobody wanted to talk about the main roster. Everybody wanted it on TakeOver London and NXT. And now, who's laughing now, everybody? Because TLC was certainly an eventful show, whether you liked it or not. Raw followed up with even bigger events, and so we've got 4 members of the best damn pro wrestling community on the interwebs here to talk about TLC and Raw and SmackDown and the road to 2016 and the Slammies and the Rumble and all that jazz. So I've got 3 returning Cageside speakers and a newbie. I've got Drew Nicholas, who is representing with Vince McMahon with the dick on his head.
Hello, everybody.
I've got my own frozen video here, so hopefully everybody can hear me.
Loud and clear.
All right, we've got from France, we have Lord Bon.
Bonsoir, messieurs, dames.
What he said.
Ladies
Don't
and
speak
gentlemen,
that
good evening.
crazy moon language around me, son. This is America. I got finger pistols. I got the right to arm bears. You know that.
We know where Zeb Coulter disappeared to after Raw. We have, I'll skip down to him since he barged in, my personal nemesis, Von Krieger, who has already promised to eat my cats.
I'll come back for seconds and thirds and 58ths of your kitties.
I don't have that many, but someday.
And if I'm still peckish, I'll start in on the Frenchman's cats.
Oh, dear. We might get to 58.
He is the biggest heel on Cageside Speaks. And we have debuting Connor, whose gimmick I like. Kid.
Hello.
How are you, sir? Welcome.
Thank you very much.
So we are going to talk about main roster WWE. We're also going to do a Gino Morasco impersonation contest, winner of which will get a piece of Von Krieger's pizza. That's all. I made all that up. But
I'm going to have to stick my finger down my throat if you want it. It's all gone.
It's not worth winning, apparently,
No.
folks. So as I mentioned in that exceedingly long open, folks didn't really want to talk about this show. Everyone was really down on main roster WWE. Gino had given Raw 3 straight Fs heading into TLC, and then, surprise, surprise, it wasn't that bad, or some even said was really, really good. So, how did last week?
It's a Christmas miracle.
It kind of was.
Really?
It wasn't as good as when John Cena threw a teddy bear at Alberto Del Rio. Oh no, the other way around. Del Rio threw the teddy bear at Cena. How did these shows, the events, the Roman Reigns ascension to the top of, not to be confused with the tag team, the Ascension, the ascension to the top of the card, the WWE Championship? How do you feel? Are you feeling better? Are you excited about what's to come? Are you amazed? Are you dumbstruck? Hopefully not dumbstruck, because you're supposed to be here to talk about it. So
I was surprised. I would say surprised that it went so well, actually, and that it was well received. Because really, considering what we had since Survivor Series, let's face it, the show was crap. It's something we've heard a lot from you, from Gino, from a lot of people around. We've read it a lot, and it was true. It was going nowhere. It was completely predictable. It was the advent of the king, but somehow, well, Roman Reigns came out. Roman Reigns did have a TLC match we could predict against Sheamus. We could predict the run-ins. We could predict the distraction. We could predict that he wasn't going to win it. What came after? That was a surprise. Triple H coming out, well, it's something we've seen already at Survivor Series. Triple H hitting the spear is something we've seen, but Triple H getting completely murdered. And then the next day, the boss returning to put over his new golden boy. Yeah, no, I don't think anybody expected that.
How big was Vince McMahon's return to changing people's minds?
I think it was integral. It's because with Triple H and Stephanie, they're not going to show ass. They're going to show a little bit, and then they're going to come with a dump truck and dump a load of bullshit on you. Vince, God damn it, is as out of touch, and no, it's the children who are wrong, as he is. He's always been WWE's best character since the Attitude Era. He's never afraid to make himself look bad. I mean, he pissed himself on national television, for crying out loud.
Was just seeing him? Were you convinced that things were going in the right direction just because he showed up, or did you just mark out for that, or were folks concerned about?
I don't think that anyone else would have successfully managed to get Roman Reigns completely over, other than Vince McMahon and the Mr. McMahon character. I think if you had Stephanie in that position, or if you had Triple H in that position on Raw, I don't think it would have worked. It had to be Miss McMahon, and he was in full Miss McMahon mode, interfering in matches, dragging referees out of the ring. It was exactly what was needed, I think, because I hated Roman Reigns when he won the Rumble and then going into WrestleMania 31. And now I like him. So I mean, it's worked. The whole thing really works.
And you know what? This was the exact same crowd. This was Philly.
Yeah.
This is where they had the Rumble.
Yeah.
And was that calculated, or was that just a happy coincidence?
Considering
Vince McMahon so egotistical that he had to make Philly cheer Roman Reigns?
Well, a lot of people were making that argument, but I really have to go against it just because of what exactly happened this year. After WrestleMania, with Seth winning, it took on like a completely different perspective, and everyone was so happy that Seth won, me included, so many people, and then we quickly saw how it kind of deteriorated from there. It just kind of started crumbling, and views, ratings were getting worse, and by the end of this year, it looked completely different from what anyone would have expected the end of the year to be. Seth gets his injury, which just completely blows everything out of the water. And
everyone gets their injury. Like half of the roster is out right now.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, John Cena's out filming a TV show. Brock's out. Randy is out. Daniel Bryan is probably never coming back, unfortunately. And it just, injury after injury after injury. And then the biggest one to your World Heavyweight Champion puts, every booking decision that you had right now out the window. You have to completely change up the entire aspect of WWE. And I do have to say that I don't think that it was a coincidence. I don't think it was planned, rather. I don't think that they did this intentionally, because it probably would not have happened had all of the events leading up to it happened.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't Roman expected to win the title at Survivor Series? Wasn't that initially the plan before Seth got injured?
That's the rumor, yeah. But
imagine how different it would have been if Roman had won at Survivor Series, because he would have got booed again.
Yep.
So, I mean, how different would it have been if he had won the title then? I mean, we wouldn't have any of this. Roman Reigns needed to go over, and they did it absolutely perfectly at TLC, and then on Raw the following night. I mean, every time I think WWE is in like the lowest possible doldrums of crap, basically, they always manage to pull it straight back out somehow.
Indeed, yeah. For me, I don't know how I like to entertain the conspiracy theories, but I don't know how you could predict the string of events that led to what we got on Sunday and Monday.
One more thing.
Go ahead.
It definitely would not have been, if the events did not lead this way, it would not have been Vince McMahon putting him over like that.
True. Well, like Connor said, it would have been Seth, which I don't know if that would have meant as great a performer as he can be. Where that character was not in the best place when he.
Well, there's actually a few problems with that, because if you consider Seth Rollins, yes, I think I ranted already about this, but here you have a former world champion who actually went over no less than John Cena. Well, not clean, not quite, but still. He did go over Sting completely clean as a whistle. He went over Kane clean as a whistle.
Mhm.
All of that was supposed to be putting him over, putting him as somebody who was serious, somebody who was actually dangerous for Roman, let's face it, and it didn't work. Nobody gave a damn after Hell in a Cell, fourth match on the card, something like that, and completely unimportant.
My guess on that is because it's not that he's his own man. He's always been portrayed as Triple H's bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And that goes back to your point before, Vaughn, about Triple H. That's part of the not showing ass problem. It's everybody is secondary to you when you never get you never put anybody over all the way.
You never get your comeuppance as a heel.
Yep.
What I think really, really helped with TLC and Raw is that people are just sick and tired of the authority.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're sick and tired.
But I think
every time
the work. Sorry, Andrew, go ahead.
every time you think they're gone, they just come right back.
And to finish about
like Kevin Owens said, they are the cockroach, not Dean Ambrose. They are the cockroach.
I thought TNA was the cockroach. That's my line.
But they might say the cockroach, actually, because if you look, we've quoted already a lot of injuries. A lot of really credible contenders from the past are not here and are not going to be around anytime soon. And, we are going to have Brock Lesnar returning. We have Triple H still around. We have John Cena who'll be back. And after that, who does Roman Reigns face?
Well, that is the question.
Yeah.
I mean, how confident are you that this turnaround is going to stick? Are you all in? So Connor, you said they turned you around. You cheered Roman Reigns' win after you booed it. Are you thinking that you're going to be a Roman Reigns fan going forward, or do you think they just caught lightning in a bottle for this story?
Well, I think if they keep giving him promos, then I think I might change my mind. That's the first thing. Yeah.
Tater tots, suffering succotash.
And we kind of touched on it earlier. Triple H, I have a horrible feeling that he is going to put himself front and center of this feud, and it's going to go on for a while, going into Mania. And I'm kind of sick and tired of Triple H. I mean, I really don't want to see him in a major feud. He shouldn't be there. He shouldn't be so involved. He can't take a back seat. And that I feel might ruin it for me. If he ends up facing Triple H at the Rumble or at Mania, I really don't want to see that. I just want to see Roman defend his title, even if it's another rematch with Brock.
Well, he's been the top heel for 29 months.
Yeah, I mean, the authority angle is done. I mean, it really needs to go away now. I mean, I'm really sort of bored of that now.
Or you could argue he's been the top heel for like 13 years.
Yeah.
But it took a small break or two.
So then how do you see the title feud going? I've got my guesses, and it sort of goes like how Connor's afraid it's going to go. But does anybody see a different path? I mean, with so many top guys like Arnaud was just saying out, what's the path? What's the story for Roman as champ? I mean, how do they? What do you expect to see tomorrow night?
Well, tomorrow night, Brock Lesnar to start with. It's going to be the Slammies tomorrow, so it's going to be a bit special after all. We're due a monster who is going to destroy somebody and who is going to show he means business. And I think that is going to keep some steam in. That is going to keep the show going, and it's going to be needed too, because it's 6 weeks until Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's a while. It's a long break.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they just sort of try a little misdirection and like they did on SmackDown, I guess, where Roman just said, "I think I'm going to get fired, but I'm going to stand here as long as I can." I mean,
They're going to have to
punch Vince McMahon in the face at some point. This has to be addressed.
They're going to have to play on that at some point. Yeah. How? Good question.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to Brock coming, but I mean, I'm a huge mark for Brock, and everything he does. But I mean, even though the Taker feud, and I think he's kind of been overexposed this year. I think he's
Yeah.
definitely best in small doses. I mean, yeah, going forward, I mean, I guess I think at least this time with the Rumble, we kind of don't know who's going to win. I think the last sort of 3-4 years, it's been really obvious who's going to win the Rumble. I mean, obviously, there's still 6 weeks to go, and they could make it really obvious in that time. But I like the fact that it's a bit unpredictable, really. We're going into the Rumble and into the WrestleMania run-in.
Yeah, the last time it wasn't completely obvious who was going to win, it was the year John Cena came out at number 30 and the Torches and Pitchforks came out.
Which could be how we go again.
Oh, God, don't even say that. No.
Well, I mean, I'm jumping ahead, but the favorites in the clubhouse, so to speak, have to be Cena and Lesnar, don't you think?
Yeah, but Cena, really?
Probably not. I'm just messing.
Well, you know, with all the talk about Cena kind of winding down his career, I kind of feel like you could have Cena win it only to maybe change his character a little bit, which, you know, exactly.
Yeah. Nope. Can't buy it.
Never gonna happen. Never.
It could happen.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, look at me fly out of my butt.
So, yeah, I'm just not going to continue with what I was going to say. Because
You don't want to try to top that?
Do try.
I like where you're going with that. I do think that I don't know that you might save that for later, but I do think at some point, if Roman is going to be, if they're all in on him still, at some point Cena's going to have to put him over. And I think they might want to do Taker Cena finally while they can at this Rumble, maybe. I don't know. It's interesting. I think they got a couple ways to go with it.
Yeah, and as far as Lesnar, I think Lesnar really is the shoo-in this year to win. There's so, I mean, they could pull a swerve again, and maybe, I don't know, Kevin Owens or Bray Wyatt, but I don't see much left. I see Brock winning. That's pretty much where they're going.
Yeah. I mean, 2 years ago, if you said Bray Wyatt, I would have said great, but I mean, he is dead in the water. I mean, I know it's going to sound like it's, you know, what everyone says, but he was buried by Cena. I mean, that whole feud for me killed him completely. I mean, that was the death of him, and then he had the feud with Taker, and that just killed him even more. I mean, he doesn't win the important feuds, and that's relevant now.
He doesn't.
You don't count beating up a bunch of 40-something-year-old extreme guys?
even though he beat up Tommy Dreamer, and that is something special, but you know.
What about? So it's interesting. One name that has not been uttered anywhere on this podcast for 20 minutes is the former WWE champion. Oh, you look stupid himself, Mr. Sheamus.
Oh God!
Have we already forgotten him, or
just no?
Well, they gave him the Money in the Bank thing. I really don't think they'd give him the Rumble on top of that.
Yeah.
And he's already won. He's a Rumble winner, isn't he?
I think so.
He is.
Yeah.
He's like the quietest I've won everything in the company guy ever.
Yeah.
I don't know if he hasn't, that's the only thing he hasn't won, because he's been WWE and World Heavyweight Champ. He's won the Money in the Bank. He's won King of the Ring, I know. Not that means a whole hell of a lot these days, but
considering
he's been U.S. champ.
Yeah. Considering last King of the Ring is Jobby McJobberts and Wade Barrett.
Member of Sheamus's League of Nations stable.
And also is seemingly injured.
Maybe, we don't know. Right, yeah. Who knows?
But you know, I think there's more chance of Zeb Coulter winning the Rumble than Sheamus winning.
Like, how are you going to get him over the top rope on his scooter?
Having a ramp, or maybe what that trampoline that the Lucha Dragons.
I like this idea. Sheamus won the Rumble, Arnaud with the facts. I will. That might be my new favorite. I'm going to be so disappointed now if Zeb Coulter doesn't springboard into the Rumble using the Dragons trampoline match and then win the whole thing on his scooter.
Well, it'll be a good
drink.
All right, so does Sheamus? I guess Sheamus. You guys figure Sheamus gets a rematch sometime in between now and the Rumble as a stalling tactic,
Probably.
Yeah.
and you're not excited about it. Doesn't sound like.
No.
No.
Mhm.
This
No.
has to happen soon.
Sheamus and excitement don't really
Yeah.
go together.
Well,
'Cause,
it's
I
a
mean,
shame.
he's a decent guy. He's a good wrestler, but it's
Yeah.
just
I have to
he's been
almost
thrown together
agree.
with everybody since forever. I mean, he's last thing he did that was major was a Best of Infinity series with Randy Orton.
Don't remind me of that.
Oh.
Drew, what were you gonna say? I heard you trying to get in there.
Oh,
It's hard with Vaughn. That's why he's my nemesis. Because we're too much alike. We both want to talk all the time.
so I actually do like Sheamus.
Oh wow.
I don't think that he's really a good wrestler per se. You know, I like his music rocks. I love his music.
There you go.
That's like the best.
Yeah, but then the Titantron looks like a tourist guide of Ireland.
Yeah, but it speaks to an old European like me. It actually speaks. It's something. They are things we see in the countryside on a regular basis.
So yeah, I like him. I love his wrestling in the ring. You know, that match at TLC was just a horse fight and all horse fights. That was violent, vicious, and I really did like it. And other than that, I mean, I do see what people say. His character is stale, and you know, it's just he's more of a comedy character. But the problem with Money in the Bank is that anyone really can win. I think that's the main problem. You have to have credible people in the Money in the Bank in order to make their cash in mean something.
Yeah. Actually, I wanted to ask you guys actually about Money in the Bank. I mean, I kind of think that they need to maybe not retire it, but sort of maybe have it every 3 years or maybe every 2 years or something, just to kind of.
Yeah, because it's kind of worn out its welcome.
Yeah. And I mean,
They
I'm
never-
not, like you said, Drew, about credible people winning it. There aren't enough credible people, so I think to have it every single year, I think they need to either get rid of it or rest it for a while. And not.
I mean, imagine next year we give it to King Barrett.
Oh.
I mean,
I'm British and I hate King Barrett. I mean,
Barrett is going to go up, grab the case, and his arm is going to fall off. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, that guy, by the way, that guy is one hell of a waste because he can really have a lot of fun. He's really interesting to hear. He's got quite a sense of humor. He's not exactly the worst of hands you can get in the ring, and he's nowhere.
yeah,
That's
I like the Bad News Barrett gimmick. I mean, when he was doing that for a while, that was okay. I didn't mind that, but
Yeah, they just keep cutting the guy off at the knees. I mean, he was like day one being in the company with the Nexus, and then they fed the entire Nexus to John Cena. And then he was getting over with the Bad News Barrett thing, and Vince is all, "No, goddammit, you're not going to be able to say, I've got some bad news anymore."
well, that's the problem with the WWE in general.
Yeah.
If you get yourself over in a heel comedy jobber gimmick, well, you're not really going to go far.
Well, even if you get yourself, even if it could be something else, it gets
Even
turned into a heel jobber comedy gimmick, right? We've seen that.
well,
I-
look at Team
Or
Barrett.
in Zack Ryder's case, a just comedy jobber gimmick, but that dude's dating Emma, so I'm not gonna feel sorry for him anymore. Sorry, that's my crush.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry, I'll be fine. So true. All right. I see now. I was on the get rid of the Money in the Bank bandwagon, and now I've had the idea of Kevin Owens with the briefcase for like 6 months pop into my head, and I can't get it out.
Yeah, I'm sure there are some credible guys, but this is the key thing: some. And when I say some, I kind of mean very few that are credible. I just think having it every single year, I kind of feel like they're going to run out of guys. I mean, it's going to end up on the Miz soon again or something.
Or maybe, maybe if you can't get rid of it every year, maybe you have it be, like every year, it changes for the belt. Like you can cash it in on a United States Championship match.
Yeah.
Or an Intercontinental title match,
You could do the TNA gimmick where you don't know what contract's in the briefcase until you get it. That's probably not. You probably don't want to copy TNA. But,
because TNA doesn't exist.
TNA.
Well, it's obvious I really don't care about TNA.
That's it. Yeah, I mean, I think part of the problem, too, is that they've just made it so that it's a guaranteed win. I mean, only 2 people in how many tries now have... If there was any sort of intrigue, if you had to announce when you were going to cash in and then there was some doubt about who would win, maybe it's the whole cash in out of nowhere gimmick has run its course, I think.
I thought Sheamus would lose, actually.
So did I. When he won it, I told everybody that's why we're going to introduce doubt by giving it to this guy that can eat a loss. But, yeah. So any other thoughts on the WWE title scene that we haven't covered before we move along?
No.
No.
Well, just that I don't really I don't really know where it's going to go. I mean, I don't feel like there's many credible guys that can win it at the moment. I mean,
so basically, we're all expecting to blow off a Sheamus rematch, then Triple H, and then probably Brock.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it sounds like.
Is everyone opposed to a Brock title reign again, or?
Not me.
I'd be okay with it, but it's WWE. At this point, I'm thinking it might be at the point where we're having a stopped clock being right twice a day thing. And
well, you know what else too? It seems like the trend every year is Triple H, Brock Lesnar, John Cena. Triple H, Brock Lesnar, John Cena. We need to kind of get somebody else in the mix here.
Eat, sleep, Triple H, John Cena, Brock Lesnar, repeat.
That was a good on the shirt.
There's a new shirt.
But we're going to have a little problem, actually, come the spring. Whether it's Brock Lesnar or Roman Reigns. If it's Brock, well, what's going on? He's going to take a break. He's not going to be around. Well, he might be around for Extreme Rules, and that's going to be it. What they do until, say, Money in the Bank, 2 months to kill. If it's Roman, where are the credible contenders? What do they do during the spring?
My guess would be that around that time they either turn Roman heel or turn Dean Ambrose on him.
I was gonna say, that's your money feud that's waiting out there as Ambrose Reigns, if you can make one of them a heel.
Yeah, well,
then again, Seth also might be recovered by that.
I was telling you, but they just might need something to stall until Seth comes back around SummerSlam. Maybe a Kane feud. Everybody loves a good Kane feud.
That's a nice match you're having there.
Maybe somebody interrupted.
Well, I think that's why they might well put the title on Brock, because then that saves them having to try and find opponents every month for the next pay-per-view. I mean, he might, like you said, he might come in for Extreme Rules but then disappear for 3 months. And I'm kind of okay with that. I'm not. This intrigues me then. If Brock won, would Roman? I mean, wouldn't that damage him quite a bit if he couldn't overcome? I mean, or is Brock such a badass that a loss to him doesn't matter? Anybody? I don't know. Curious.
Well, it's not really that there is a lot of damage that would be done, not from the loss. It's more, as I was saying, what do they do in the spring? They don't have the title belt. They don't have a replacement main event like they had with Evolution versus the Shield, for an example. That kind of thing. That really could keep the scene busy. So they have to cobble together something without the champ and without a contender.
My guess is that Roman beats Brock as like the final nail in his. See, we told you he's the greatest coffin, but I don't know.
I kind of feel like the rub that you would get from beating Brock when he hasn't lost officially or properly for like 3 years or something. I feel like Roman now that he's over, I don't think he would need that win necessarily.
True.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's complicated. It's difficult.
That's the old Vince McMahon ego, though. You can't predict it.
Yeah.
So what else we got? We got we mentioned Ambrose and Owens, and I guess they're still the Intercontinental title feud. I mean, were you surprised that Ambrose took the belt off of Owens?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Everybody, that's all in agreement. So, are you excited about this feud? Or is the feud continuing, or is like Dolph Ziggler feuding with Dean Ambrose while Kevin Owens tries to drive us all crazy with his?
It's a triple threat match. Play a holla, 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 holla.
Well, I just want to know why Dolph Ziggler can't just go away.
You are my favorite person right now.
Damn, Connor, tell us how you really feel.
I hate Dolph Ziggler. I hate everything. He's just the worst person.
Even worse than Kane?
He's a bad dude.
Why is he there? Why is he in it? Dean Ambrose, Kevin Owens feud. I mean, that's okay. I don't mind watching that. But why does Dolph Ziggler have to be there? He always has to throw himself in things. Just go away.
It's funny. JBL was like beating to death the Roman is the bridesmaid.
Oh yeah.
TLC, and
Well,
I
he
really
does
wanted
have
to
that
like choke
luscious
him.
hair.
Yeah.
But I really think the real bridesmaid is Dolph Ziggler in
Yeah.
WWE.
Just a side note on commentary as well. Commentary at TLC was really bad. I thought really, like especially bad. Yeah.
If I could turn the commentary off and
Yeah.
just listen to the crowd noises and the ring noises, it would improve the show so much.
Yeah. I mean that's the next network feature needs to be turn commentary off because it ruins the show, especially King. Oh, ugh. Let's just move on.
Drew, did you have other thoughts on Dolph Ziggler being horrible? Since that seems to be a theme we're on right now.
Yes, I have something to say. He is
I thought you would.
Yeah, he is just. I can't stand his character.
Yeah.
He's like, whether he's a heel or a face, he's the same guy. And, you
You just want to punch him in the face. Good guy or bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 out of 5.
3 out of 5.
I think Vaughn's in there too. Are you saying that
I
you were a
just
Dolph
hate
supporter?
Kevin.
Yes! I hate Dolph Ziggler. I really hate the guy. I hate his gimmick.
Yeah.
I really hated, Intercontinental champion, sorry. Well, why do you have to shake your ass and show the belt on it, for an example? That's just completely silly and stupid. And that's the whole gimmick.
That reminds me of that kiss my ass match you had with Sheamus.
Yeah.
Oh.
No. That was a kiss me arse match.
Oh, sorry.
There's an ever so slight
And I'm
difference.
part Irish as well. I should say it properly.
Did Sheamus have feud? Was the interminable Orton feud this year also? This past year for Sheamus?
I think in the past 365 days, if you mean a year, yes.
Yeah. Oh god, he had 2 of my least favorite feuds of the year then. And I'm like Drew. I actually like the guy as a wrestler, but man.
Oh, as a wrestler, he's okay. Yeah. But
wow. I didn't realize I tried. I'd forgotten the Kiss Me Arse match until just now. Thanks, guys.
Oh.
All right, so we hate Dolph Ziggler. The fact that we just turned our Intercontinental feud conversation into how much we all hate Dolph Ziggler says to me we're not terribly excited about the Intercontinental feud.
Nope. Why don't we just move on to something else we hate and go with Alberto Del Rio in the United States?
I was going to say, what about the former Mex-American champion, now just United States champion again?
Oh my God, that match was ugh.
Yeah.
It's just I'm trying. My brain does not have the words to describe the illogic of that match. Just. Oh, hey, I'm going to just put a chair around your ankle for no real reason. Oh, ho, 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 ho. And I hate Del Rio's double stomp finisher. It is the most contrived piece of shit finisher. And why does half the roster do the double foot stomp as a finisher now? It's like, Hideo Itami was using it, Finn Balor uses it, Alberto Del Rio uses it.
Yeah.
Is it? I mean, my only guess is, that's a good question, my only guess is that it's something that won't cause a concussion. And while they're trying to wait out these lawsuits, they want the least impactful. And no finisher can target the head.
Why do they have chairs matches or stairs matches or tables matches? I mean, table matches not so much, but chairs matches is a stupid concept. Why don't you just have tables and ladders in there as well?
Because a pay-per-view called TL wouldn't make any sense.
No, but I mean, no, have all three. Have all three in that match rather than just have the chairs. What's the point of it? Because you might have been hit them on the head.
My guess would be they don't want to flood the card with ladder spots, is what.
Yeah.
Well, really, you should just get rid of the pay-per-view completely. But
yeah, I don't like theme pay-per-views. They just dilute the concept down to just about nothing.
Yeah.
And God, they'll just whip out reasonings for this at a drop of a hat, and it's all contrived and hokey and fakey, and I just don't like it. One TLC match every so often is good, but you have a whole theme pay-per-view, and it makes the matches not special.
Yeah.
Or if you're the Eric Rowan Big Show stairs match, short bus special.
Well, God damn you, Vaughn. You said it. I mean, the story should build to the gimmick match, not we need a gimmick match, so write a story to it. So
yeah.
At least we didn't have a stairs match this year, though.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, good. Yeah.
What do people think? Well, who's going to take the title off Alberto Del Rio? Because someone needs to. I mean,
anybody. And his name is John Cena.
Yeah, I really can wait until that music hits again.
I mean, at this point, is the United States Championship just John Cena's until he retires, with other people holding it while he does other things?
If it keeps him out of the main event scene, sure. Yeah, I mean, he can keep it forever. Yeah.
Yes, I am willing to sacrifice the United States title on the altar of John Cena never gets a world title shot ever again.
I think we had a rumor a while back, actually, about he's returning to the title scene to take the world title belt, off Roman Reigns.
What a terrible decision that would be.
Yeah.
Well, I would say I'm okay with him getting title shots again, because he's a natural, like, smart heel. I mean, he becomes his most heelish self when we're afraid he's about to win the title again. So I get invested and root against him.
Oh God, that just might be genius in an absolutely horrible way. It's you bring out Roman Reigns, and you don't want the crowd to boo him, so you put him against John fucking Cena, who half the crowd will boo if he was the second coming of Christ and walked on water.
Pretty much, yep.
It's a possible WrestleMania main event, which works for Roman Reigns.
Or a SummerSlam main event if you do your Mania. Mike,
Super Slam!
Well, what other choices are there for United States? I mean, who's Del Rio feuding with now? He's just being a League of Nations member? Do we know? I don't know.
Well, he was feuding with Jack Swagger, and that's kind of got a cross-pollination with the Ryback.
Oh, that's right, the Ryback. How could I forget about the Ryback? It is late in Europe, so that could be why Lord Vaughn was gone. But it was probably just the mention of the big guy.
Oh God, he's just the worst.
With Dolph Ziggler again.
All right, who's worse, Dolph Ziggler or Ryback?
Dolph.
Yeah, it's got to be Dolph actually. Ryback's just boring. You just Yeah.
If Ryback started twerking like Ziggler does, then
oh God, not the visual, please, no.
Oh, I might have to get out of here. My brain is just too.
This is really bad because TLC was actually quite a good show. We are just shitting all over it. I mean,
it seemed to me like an average show that got kicked up to being good because we're so used to it being absolute drizzling shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was expecting nothing, so I was really impressed because I was really expecting. I mean, the tag match especially was amazing. That really was that.
And on the topic of the Ryback, that match with Rusev, that was a placeholder. That didn't need to be.
It's a Raw match.
Yeah,
it's a Raw match. It's stalling, doing a holding pattern. It's something that says this is not important. We will do something important with this later, and maybe then you can pay attention. But for now, fast forward.
It's a pre-show match if I ever saw it.
Yeah. I literally
also
watched.
continues-
I literally watched both TLC and Raw on 1.5 times fast forward, and I still was bored by Rusev and Ryback.
There you go.
Yeah.
How do you guys? I mean, are you liking the reunited Rusev and Lana?
It's okay.
No,
Yeah.
not really. It's just they're not doing anything with it.
I'm gonna title this the article
just
for this
there.
for this podcast is gonna be Cageside speaks. Meh.
Cageside
What?
mess.
It's better than what it was. Actually, I really liked Rusev and Summer Rae. I mean, I really like that partnership, to be honest. And Lana, I mean, I liked it when Lana like seemed to control Rusev. Like she was the only one that could tell him to stop the accolade, for example. And when she seemed to have power.
That's way back. That's
Yeah. But now she's kind of just. It's kind of like how she was with Dolph Ziggler. She's kind of just there, you know.
She's
And
a
she
prop.
kisses him. And
It's
that's
a
it.
sexy lamp problem.
Exactly.
Which is basically if your female character can be replaced by the lamp from A Christmas Story, which is the ceramic leg with the fishnet stocking.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Then
Way
yeah,
to give the show a holiday theme.
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
They really ruined Lana when they put her with Dolph.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she was. Everyone loved her. Gino was always going off on her. Every Cageside Live, practically. Everyone loved her, and then it just didn't work. What they did with her, it completely bombed. And
Dolph Ziggler
now,
has
how do you get her
chemistry.
back?
Dolph Ziggler has the chemistry properties of a noble gas, which is to say he doesn't.
Well, and the little problem was that it was not Lana after that. The definition of the Lana character, after all, was that she came in, she bashed people, she bashed the local town, she praised Vladimir Putin, and she was damn good at it. She was interesting, she was dominating, she was controlling Rusev, and all of that was stripped away at the same time, right after WrestleMania, basically, or right before. It all disappeared. And, well, you still have the person. Yeah, nice. I know that visual. She's nice, she's a good-looking woman, but she's not Lana.
Yeah, she's just General
She's
Diva
CJ
1.
Perry or whatever her real name is now. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got a pod person Lana from the Vince McMahon Bimbo Factory.
Yeah.
It's like she's been time warped to a diva 5 to 10 years ago.
So who's oh, go ahead, Drew. Sorry.
I think she's really just there so that the baby faces look dumb when she fakes an injury. Like, how many
Ryback
times?
certainly does, yeah.
Ryback's dumb anyway, so I mean, you don't need to slow it.
But I think they did that finish with Ryback like 4 shows in a row last week and the week before. So if Ryback is a possible U.S. title contender, what's Rusev gonna do? Just hang out with Sheamus?
Actually, if you rehabilitated him a little bit, Rusev might actually be a Roman Reigns world title contender.
He did get to do a spot with Brock this weekend at the house shows, which is usually, I mean, that's a good sign.
I mean, he just got F5'd basically, but
but they could have had Barrett. They could have had somebody else do that, and
they could have fed another member of the New Day to him. Like they did.
I mean, Wade Barrett.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
if Wade's not injured, we don't know what. That's all still speculation. But I guess did he work? I thought he did work a match last week on something on main event or something, or no? No.
I don't. How would I know? I don't watch main event.
Drew's our main event expert. Shut up.
Main event.
Yeah.
When I want to know about main event, I go to Drew Nicholas. That was me trying to put you over, Drew. I don't know if it worked.
He's doing one hell of a great job with it, actually. Here, we are not getting main event sidetrack, sorry. Well, the problem is since the WWE Network went to Britain, we start getting main event live. We get it 30 days later. It was already not exactly an important show. So, well, basically, by the time we can see it, it's stale.
it's because the deal with Sky or something here in the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so basically, for me, main event these days is Drew Nicholas. That's it.
That You just warmed my heart.
That was the most beautiful moment. That was our Christmas miracle there. This show has been Christmas miracles all over the place. So Connor mentioned it. A highlight of last Sunday was the ladder match, the triple threat tag team triple threat ladder match. Thoughts on that match? Thoughts on the tag division? Where New Day's great, but what the hell? What's the story?
I think Kalisto, after that ladder spot, needs to include more taint-based offense into his artillery.
I have to actually something I thought about today. Imagine if the rumors were true, and instead of this Kalisto, we had gay hairdresser Kalisto.
Oh, God.
Well, that would explain the taint-based offense.
There you go. That sounds like a gimmick tweak if I ever heard one.
Are you really Vince McMahon?
You're fired!
If that I don't remember that rumor real well. Would he have lost the mask, or would he have kept the mask and been a gay hairdresser?
I don't know. Can you successfully do hair if you're wearing a mask?
Well, that's why I might like it, actually. That might get it over with me.
Well, there's the old joke about the two barbers in town. There's the one with the really shitty haircut and the one with the really awesome haircut. It's you go to the barber with the really shitty haircut because he can't cut his own hair.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
The one barber has to go to the other barber to get his haircut. So the barber with the really...
like a logic problem.
Yes.
All right. I was thinking of a joke, and now I get it. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Okay, Rooter. I'll take that into account next time. Rooter and logic don't mix.
Don't try it with me, man. It goes right over my nice haircut. So, all right. So, Lucha. So, wait a minute. How was that the answer to my question? We were talking about Kalisto and taints and gay hairdressers.
Well, you were asking if Kalisto. Someone was asking if Kalisto could do hair in a mask. I said, sure, because he doesn't.
See, there goes the logic again. I couldn't even follow my own statements.
We're really trying to find the worst things I've heard about anything WWE this year, aren't we?
Yes, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean. New
so
Day.
How about that Royal Rumble then?
That's in 2016. We can still have hope in that.
But the New Day.
I'm talking about last year's Rumble. That was the worst.
Oh yeah, that was horrible.
Yeah, no. The New Day. I mean, they're the only good team in the division. I mean, in terms of the Usos are so boring. I mean, oh my God, I have no interest in what they're doing. I mean, the Lucha Dragons can hold it for a little bit, but I mean, they're not as entertaining as New Day at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
It's just keep the titles on New Day until Enzo and Cass come up.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. I mean, I think the problem is that Lucha Dragons and the Usos don't have characters really. I mean, so there's no reason to do anything other than laugh along with the New Day. You don't want to cheer them or boo them. They're just funny. They're entertaining and.
Sorry, can we talk about that stupid angle on Raw as well, where New Day were beaten up basically by the Usos and
not sure if heel turn or face turn.
like Gino would say, what a stupid show. I mean,
justice.
The Usos, I think on the Hell in a Cell Cageside Speaks, I mentioned how much I hate them because they are really just. It seems like whenever they're there. They're in a title feud with whoever the tag champs are.
It just doesn't seem, if I may,
that's what happens with every non-tag team title-holding tag team. They're just there for the tag team title feud, then they go off and disappear into the ether for a little while, then they come back and have it again. It's the problem WWE has. WWE focuses on basically two major storylines at a time, and the rest of the roster can just shove it. They get stuck in holding patterns. They get to do the same thing 4 times a month.
They get to have a riveting match backstage of who gets to eat the last sandwich at catering.
That should be an extra, a network extra. Catering war.
Well, it's the show.
Sandwich for
That's
three.
what's left. Sandwich and catering.
Sandwich for 3. Well, the difference is that the Usos are always that team. Like, the other teams rotate in and out, and the Usos are always in that rotation, I feel like.
Because they have to be there in case Roman Reigns needs an extra 2 warm bodies for some reason.
True.
He didn't last year, and they were still there all the time. Whether they have title or chase the title, they were there for just forever.
They've been there for a long time now, because they chased for like a year before they finally won, and then they were constantly the champs.
Yeah.
And
the worst thing is they can't break up because that is just they're always going to be a tag team.
Because no one would be able to tell them apart if they feuded.
Yeah, you can't have a Jannetty and a Michaels in a tag team that looks functionally identical. You can't tell them apart without color coding.
Could you imagine Michael Cole trying to call a Jimmy versus Jay match? It would just be him screaming Uso crazy.
That was.
You already can't do it with the Lucha Dragons or with New Day.
And the Lucha Dragons are like different sized dudes. There's like
and Kalisto's got that 2-foot-long tail hanging.
He's got a ponytail mask.
Shout out to Xavier Woods for his commentary.
Yeah, God bless Xavier Woods for that commentary.
It was amazing.
Yes. He made the shitty WWE commentary into an entertaining thing.
Yeah. And then he actually threw a trombone at someone. I mean, that is just...
Who throws a trombone?
It's an ODQ match. Why not?
More people should think of that. I would also like to see someone get disqualified in a chairs match for like using a table or something.
Yes. That's
nope, we said chairs, but this is too far.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when we were running down the list of singular weapon gimmick matches is, why doesn't someone just bring out a kendo stick in a tables match or swing a chair during a ladder match? Because what are they going to do? Are they going to disqualify them for some reason?
I'm telling it could be. You never know. At WWE where the rules depend on what suits them. So
yeah.
So I think the only thing the last division that's left is the Divas. Anybody want to talk about the Divas?
Do we have to? Can we kind of...
So yeah, it was a great podcast, guys.
See you.
So Gino's hot take is that the Becky Lynch Charlotte story would be, if it was on NXT, all of us little dorks would be loving it. Do you agree? Disagree?
Well, that's because NXT can actually handle a women's feud and gives them character development beyond bitches be crazy, Maggle.
Well, at least it's actually a story, I suppose.
It's a slight improvement over what we used to have.
Yeah, and they needed to show Charlotte heel as well, because I mean, the face she was just bombing. I mean, yeah.
What's interesting, it's inside and it's not really a story any longer, but it's time management. We get a women's feud that is a little more fleshed out right now, but when we didn't get that, we used to have at least, 2 women's feuds being put on the same episode of Raw, and that is gone. They're getting the exact same time. They are getting less people showing up. We see basically, we know Tim Bad is still there. Yeah.
What is going on with them, by the way? I mean, they're sitting at ringside now and buying tickets.
I have no idea what is going on with that. It is like the world's biggest Sasha Banks cock tease is what's going on.
Yeah.
It's the crowd going, we want Sasha. It says, no, you get Charlotte.
Tickets, sitting at front row and trying to be like New Day. I mean, why? Why is that happening?
I think this ties back into earlier when we said, like, if you get yourself over, you'll be punished for it, and turned into a comedy jobber heel, which is kind of... Yeah. And I guess she's not jobbing. She still wins, but she's a comedy heel.
They're not the
wins
New Day.
matches no one cares about.
It's not your turn.
Sorry, go on.
Sorry, I was going to say, it's not your turn. You're not going to be interesting. We are not trying to get you over, or we are not trying to get you to sell something. This is the time for the other character over there. So you're going to shut up and do, something that is not going to get you over. We've seen it with King Barrett. I'm going to get a lot of flack and a lot of heat to say it about Seth Rollins, who had the most boring beginning of a title reign ever. Clearly, that guy wasn't supposed to be champion, and you had that with Rusev, who was really an interesting character, who turned abuser, wife beater, etc., and all that in the past year.
Yeah.
Just happening.
Why is Paige constantly in the title feud as well? I mean, she's always
she's the female loser.
She's also a female loser.
Host.
She's lost every title match. I mean, it's just
13 matches in a row.
Every single, and I'm British. I love Paige. I mean, let's be honest. But I mean, she is just. What is she still doing in the title? Just losing every single time through shenanigans. If it's not twin magic, then it's Ric Flair. Then I mean, just why she's been so overexposed this year? Because she's the only one that seems to be capable of fighting for the title. And then Sasha Banks is sitting at ringside, buying tickets with saying Unity. It's just why.
Oh, that Unity stuff is just awful.
Yeah.
I used to like it, but now they've ruined it.
Come on.
I liked it at first, and now it's ruined. But soon, Paige will be starring as a naughty elf in a movie with The Miz.
So which I'm not going to watch. So.
I think it kicks off WWE Week on USA Network tonight. Well, maybe last night by the time I get this posted on Cageside. But
any WWE film is terrible. I mean, that's everyone.
I think so.
The only WWE film I watched was See No Evil, and I didn't think that was horribly bad because the genre doesn't have very much to live up to.
It's sort of like TLC. You were expecting so little. That's when I get the big bucks, folks. I tie it all together. So we're coming up on about an hour here. So what do you guys see coming in the next 6 weeks? Rumble predictions, Mania predictions. We talked about the main event scene. Anything else you're looking forward to outside of that over the next few weeks?
I'm looking forward to the annual Daniel Bryan and the Royal Rumble cock tease and them screwing it up and everyone hating them for it.
Yeah. Well, he's not actually going to be. He can't be in the Rumble again. Surely not. They're not going to do that again. Because I'm half convinced that's what they're waiting for. Is they're holding Daniel Bryan out so they can put him in the Royal Rumble and then pull him back and like Lucy with the football to Charlie Brown go, ah ha 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 ha, he didn't win it again this year. Yeah.
Come to think of it, actually, something I would see if they are trying to turn Brock back heel to face Roman, and trying, because we know the people love Daniel Bryan, because we know that people are just going to reject the person who is in front of him. Yeah, let's try that. Let's try to get Daniel Bryan in to boo Brock Lesnar.
Imagine if Bryan was a surprise Rumble entrant, or even an announced one. He runs in, the crowd goes crazy. The first thing that happens, he climbs through the ropes, Brock grabs him and throws him back out.
That's what I really want to see. Brock just enter at number one, just throw everyone out. That's what
I think his next hashtag would be Booplex City.
If they want to turn him heel again, we just booked it for him.
Yeah.
I mean, Bryan's got to at least be cleared for that spot, right? Or no, no. I don't want to talk about it. It makes me sad.
How is Tommy Dreamer there and Daniel Bryan's not?
Yeah, I don't get it. I still don't get it. Drew, what are you looking forward to over the next couple months?
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing and praying that they do good things with Roman. Because
what would that entail for you?
Not having promo time.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
Yeah, that is pretty key.
I mean, look, he can have, as we saw on Monday, he can have some words. Don't go. Some words. You're allowed some words, Roman, but don't keep talking.
Yeah.
No more than 10 together.
Have a believe that here and there. And
yeah.
And just sail through without talking, just spear and Superman punch and win.
Can we get him one of those things that Cartman had in the South Park movie where if he says more than 10 words in a row, he gets shocked like with an anal probe? That might help him get over.
I am extremely disturbed about the thought of you thinking about Roman Reigns' butt, Sean.
you'd be surprised how many times a day I think about Roman Reigns' butt.
No,
There
I
you
wouldn't.
go.
Okay, no,
That's the best
talk
topic
on this show.
Lord Bon, what are you looking forward to as we approach midnight in France
He's looking
there?
forward to Roman Reigns' butt.
No, I'm not looking forward to that, but what I am looking forward is actually, well, getting back to a good wrestling show, because they have the cards for it in the coming months. I'm looking forward until WrestleMania itself. I'm just wondering, are we going to get to see that Undertaker versus John Cena? That's kind of an interesting match as well. It doesn't come in the time of the streak, which would have, well, shall we say, John Cena put up against the streak. Yeah.
Immovable
Those
force
are
and
some nice odds.
unstoppable.
I mean,
Those are some nice odds you're having. Shame if someone overcame them.
But yeah, that's actually a match that I'm interested in seeing, especially for several reasons. Actually, we've heard about the possible Undertaker versus Braun Strowman. I'm sorry, I'm not doing the names, nicknames.
Big Artemis Strowman.
No,
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
But that's a match that actually frightens me, because we've seen Undertaker now at his age struggling to try and do his moves at Survivor Series against Luke Harper. He needs smaller guys if we want it to still look at least a bit credible and not being dangerous.
Yeah, we don't want a repeat of like that 3-year span where Undertaker was only feuding with guys either taller or heavier than him.
Yeah, definitely not. Yeah, 20. We don't want Giant Gonzalez 20 years later.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, I wouldn't mind just not seeing Undertaker, to be perfectly honest.
Oh, you're gonna get him though.
I know. I've accepted that now. I have to accept it. But
It's his home state, so that blah
Yeah.
blah blah blah.
well,
blah.
I hope this is his last match. I think it's time to call it a day. I think for him. I think the Survivor Series match was bad. I don't. His match with Brock was okay, but you know.
Well, you can hear Undertaker calling and asking Luke Harper, "Help me," when he's trying to put him in position for the tombstone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not how we want to remember him. But how will we remember this edition of Cageside Speaks, I wonder? Who knows? I think we covered everything. Is there anything? Did I miss anything?
WWE?
There, oh, yes, everyone close with your best Gino Morasco impersonation.
This is real pressure, isn't it?
Oh, all right, I tried.
What a stupid show!
I wasn't quick enough on the buzzer. That should have taken us out. Damn it. So we will. So thank you for watching, and thank you to Drew and Lord Bon / Arnaud and Connor / I Like Your Gimmick Kid and Vaughn, and we will. We'll be back. I know there's talk. If you're interested in doing one of these things, Cam Tierney will put his gimmick in the comment gimmick, and I'm turning into Gino and just using gimmick all the time. And yes, we'd be happy to have you. I think we're talking about doing possibly a New Japan one before Wrestle Kingdom, if we can get enough interest. Lucha Underground's coming back. I know a lot of folks who are interested in that, and we'll definitely be back around the Rumble, so stick with us, and I don't know, I don't have anything witty to say. Happy holidays.
As per usual, Reuter.
We